On my model, Kelly, we've worked more, again, with those terracotta tones that we're seeing in a lot of fashion right now, like Jonathan Sanders' collection, Kenzo's Spring Summers collection for this year. And what I'm going to be working with is just this very quick technique that we've taken out through the top area in the crown section, more of a halo to act as negative space, and we're working through the fringe area, 2 lines back to that halo section, and I'm going to be working a lighter copper just to break this terracotta tone up a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Richie, and he's going to talk a bit more about his technique that he's going to be doing on his models. So again, thank you guys so much for being here this morning.
Okay, thank you, Robert. Okay, guys, first of all, welcome back again. Okay, very simple. As Christopher was saying, really, this technique is really kind of a salon approach to it. It has to be fast and really killing time. I will introduce this kind of technique when you're in a salon where maybe you're doing like all your highlights, but in between you want to have some fun. We call like a block coloring technique, but at the same time making sure you have the perfect color, okay? Easiest way to get to your result without really working too much, because maybe you might have 20, 30 minutes. You have to work with a block coloring technique just to change your client a little bit. So first of all, you can see, before I even started, have a great consultation with the stylist, because Akush Body is going to be cutting it on the main stage in the afternoon. Just give me the idea really what's the strength of the haircut. For example, she's going to have a long fringe, short layers on the crown, and a little bit of length on the perimeter. So that gives me not much to work on apart from the fringe area. So from there, very simple, what I did, something like a triangle section incorporated from the center of the crown to the high recession, create a small triangle, block color everything. Okay, I'm going to make it really like a soft peach tone. Then, of course, working in the fringe area, I want to keep the base with the same color, but I'm going to slightly fade another color with a block graduation, a little more like a deeper peach, something more light in the fringe. Okay, create like a soft graduation. Make it very, very elegant, really. Okay, so I want to start again. As you can see, I blocked everything. I'm going to move my model around. You can see roots to end, same color. To make sure I keep it quite compact, but it's going to be quite short everywhere. So I don't need to put anything much. So what happened then, I just start from the front area. I'm going to just take really very thick slice, work on the roots first, then slightly use my lighter tone to create a graduation of lightness from dark into light in the fringe area. Thank you very much.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, everyone, this is Melissa. And Melissa, again, I think she would be a fantastic example of a client coming into your salon, because at the moment the haircut is very commercial. It's more of a slightly sort of softer bob length. And again, when Melissa came in, she sort of said, you know, I want something a little bit different, but I don't want to move away from my brunette palette. And it's almost a bit like when client says, you know, I want to keep the length, but I want to do something different. So then you think, okay, so what shall I do now? But the thing is, with colour, there's actually quite a few different things you can do, even though you want to stay in the brunette palette. And this for us, so I spoke to you about tribes earlier. This for us is very much what we would refer to as more of a sort of a classic sort of client. So classic doesn't mean boring. Classic still means sort of stylish, but it needs to be right for Melissa. So I've actually done kind of a pre-application for you here already. So what we're going to achieve is something slightly darker through the underneath, and you can see some of that tone running through the fringe here as well. So I pre-colored this, and this is what we would refer to as a dark oak brown. So here I worked with the gloss series. I worked with a depth of a medium brown, and I've injected it with mixed tones here, so gold and also copper tones. Right, through the top section, so this is something that's, again, very much on trend within the brunette family. We're creating a very rich velvet chocolate here. So through the top section, I've actually intermixed. So our range, for those of you who are not used to working with our range, it's very unique in terms of usage. So I've intermixed a demi-permanent with a permanent. And the reason why you would do that is to get a very multi-tonal effect. So it looks very natural. So you get an infused result of different tones. So I'm working through the top section here. I've got a medium blonde, so a blonde level, so a 7. I've got copper tones, and I've intermixed it with golden and a little bit of red in there as well to get the richness of the tone. But I wanted to show you this because sometimes we make it very difficult for ourselves in the salon. You know, this is kind of quite a common example. When clients comes in, there's usually some previous or existing color in there where it's darker or lighter. And we take ages sometimes to try to get sections out and be very careful. But the fashion has changed over the years. So I'm actually going to work with my mixture on top of the darker area end on top of the lighter area. With the mixture and with the performance of our product, I don't need to worry because the brown is not going to go any darker. If anything, it's going to just be infused with tone, but the lighter area is going to go darker. So instead of trying to sectioning this out, I'm just going to apply it from the root area right through to the length and ends. And again, you know, and I think if this was, I don't know, a couple of years ago, so even 3 or 4 years ago, we used to be so sort of precise with everything that we did, whereas now fashion sort of allow us to be a little bit more flexible, so multi-tonal effects, tone on tone. As long as it's not going to affect your overall result, then, you know, this is great, just to work a little bit more freer. So I'm going to continue with this, just take slightly sort of larger sections, so about 1/2 inch, and I'm working with the comb and just applying that colour roots to ends. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to pass you back over to Robert and see what he's up to.
Okay, I've completed my front fringe section. And what I've done with placing the copper on through here, I've alternated my placement of my single color because we have a good base color already that we've created. But with the copper going back through, just alternating, going from roots to ends with the lightning color, and then just from the mid-lengths to the ends on the next slice, so that we create more of a variation of color across the fringe area. And again, you don't have to use multiple colors to get multiple effects. You can use a single color, and the way that you apply and customize the application for your client and for the haircut is what really makes a difference within the design. So I'm going to take half of my halo section up and through the top and finish that up. I'm taking slightly thicker slices through here because I'm not too worried about getting really thorough saturation through that strand of hair. It's more of a surface color effect that will be applying the color just from the mid-lengths to the ends and varying the application on each one of these sections. Probably add 2 more slices just to really set off the design. I'm not going further back into the crown area because Kelly's hair is quite short. And we have to think how that hair is going to move around the crown area. Is it going to affect my design? Do I want to place lighter colors in the shorter design to break it up? Or will it kind of throw things off a bit more? So I really don't want to dig into the really light hair, the short hair through the back. And then we'll be done with the application. I'll go ahead and pass you back to Richie. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Robert. Okay, as you guys can see, really, I'm working with as I said, very simple technique. The simplicity here comes really because we have a system. Education, we're really working the same way. As you can see, as we're working, we all have section patterns, okay? That's mean it's really like a guide, okay? Because what happens if I just really walk everywhere, I don't have control. So by having my technique, as you can see in here now, if I was in a salon, what I will do, I'll have my assistant apply block color everything, and the roots area. Then me, if I'm doing something else, I'll just come and walk in the fringe area. Does that make sense? I'm also, at the meantime, educating my assistant what's going to happen. Okay, so my approach here, as you can see, I'm working on that angle because the fringe is quite heavy. I'm just really taking like vertical slice. Well, it's going to be quite heavy fringe. So since it's heavy, I won't walk in horizontal. So I'm walking that direction. Again, I'll just take one so you guys can see. I'm just really alternating a little bit. I might even take a little more chunkier slice so you guys can see because it's a block coloring technique. It's all going to be the same, just more graduated. So I'm going to apply a TIGI mesh on the roots area, as you can see. Okay, just pull the hair back. Refresh the roots a little bit. As you can see, it might look more like a deeper pitch. Then mid-length and length. So what happened, every slice, I'm changing the base. Some smaller, some bigger, some smaller. With an illusion of movement also. And also walking in that direction. What happened when it fails, it's an illusion that really I'm walking with the direction of the haircut, not against it. Because if I walk from horizontal, what's going to happen, I'm going to cover everything. So I'm going to change them and block color everything. Again, just walk with my lighter color, and I'm done. So just a quick recap, really. From there, very simple. I start by walking really with my triangle section, starting from the center of the crown to high recession. Then from there, block color everything the rest of the hair with my like deep pitch tone. Okay, to create more like depth all around the haircut. Then in the fringe area, what I'm doing, maintaining the same color on the roots area. Okay, as I'll keep it a little more darker. Then in the fringe, just to make it a bit more lighter, create like a soft block graduation of tone. What I'm doing again, keeping it dark, as you can see, on the roots area. Bring my roots a little bit more lower. Then now working with my lighter one to get a little more lift, a little bit of personality to the fringe area. Okay, as you can see, apply more product and slightly just smudge it to connect so you have no demarcation line. But one thing is very important here is the angle when you're walking, okay? So vertically. As you can see, it's nice and simple. So you block color everything to have strength, more compact. In the fringe area, still graduated blocking technique, but creating an illusion of movement, but with the same color, but changing your depth on the regoed area. Hope you guys like it. Thank you very, very, very much.
Okay, good stuff. So we're actually done in this section now. So just to recap on Melissa now then. So again, we wanted to create something that's kind of stylish and trendy for Melissa's sort of tribe. We're working two different colors here. We're working a slightly richer color through the underneath. So sectioning pattern here, we're literally just taken almost like a large triangular shape just sitting through the top and the crown area. The underneath is a very deep oak color, so brunette. And then through the top section and the fringe area, we're working that very deep velvet chocolate as well. So multi-tonal effect here.